This is another Nathan Wilson review. Right here we have a 2013 Malibu. This is my service rental for a little bit. Pretty good looking car. We're gonna go ahead and take it for a spin, get a little review going on it. Got the new Chevrolet key. Pretty good looking key. It's got the switchblade action on it. So I was kind of skeptical when I got this car. I'm enthusiast. I dropped off a Camaro and they give me a Malibu. I was kind of upset for a little bit, but this is a well-sorted car, and I'm actually kind of proud of GM for the way they did this vehicle. It's well sorted. It's a nice vehicle especially for when you consider the sticker price, which we'll get to. We have our auxiliary USB. We don't have USB in this car. We do have an auxiliary port in here for a radio. The gauges are nice, easy to read. In this case, they're not. They have a digital readout of your speed in the middle. Center stack is really nice. We have decent room. It's probably comparable to like a 3 Series size or something like that. Rear visibility, just realized, I've been driving it for a couple days. Isn't that great out the rear window. Otherwise, pretty easy car to live and deal with and park, etc. This car is the base model, so this is a LS. This is a 1LS. It has virtually no options on it. The sticker on this car is about $23,000. So you get a very, very nice car I think for the price. And cloth seats, no leather, nothing fancy like that. We do have manual climate control in this vehicle. But let's get to what the driving enthusiast cares about. Let's talk about the drivetrain in this car. This car has a Generation 3 Ecotec 4-cylinder. It displaces 2.5 liters, dual overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder. It does have variable valve timing, and the vehicle runs actually pretty well for what it is. It has a nice torque down low. It is a naturally aspirated unit though, so we don't get this kind of turbo lag. We don't get a dead spot in the power band. It's very linear and actually very quiet. One of the things I'm proud of GM for is getting this motor right. I think for a base engine that's for a vehicle that costs $23,000, I think this is a great, well sorted out vehicle. The transmission is typical GM. It's a 6-speed automatic. It does a good job of between fuel economy and performance, balances that pretty well. As far as the steering and chassis go, it is electric power steering. It is really light in the parking lot. It does weight up. I've driven BMW's electric power steering, this one's electric power steering, even Ford's power steering, electric power steering, sorry. And I gotta say, I'm not a fan of electric power steering, even in the BMWs. Reason being is that you'll have reviewers call it artificial and stuff like that, but I think I've kind of found a way to say it a little easier. It doesn't communicate the limits very well. Like if you're going around a corner, it doesn't really communicate what the tires are doing, and you have more of a hard time feeling out what the limits of the vehicle are when you have the electric rack. But as far as otherwise, the car is not a bad little car. It's peppy. It's got some low end torque. You don't have to rev it out all the time if you don't want to. Pretty decent mileage. Rated in the mid-20s in the city, in the 30s into 34 on the highway, which is pretty good for a 4-door sedan. But as far as everything else, it's a decent car to drive. It's quiet. The only thing I hear are these loud Goodyears. But other than that, it's a decent car. We have a bunch of menu items right here, as you see right here. We have a navigation, which I believe is OnStar only. You got your typical timer, average speed, fuel economy, fuel range, and stuff like that. We do have a totally different menu, vehicle information menu, which lets you know stuff like your oil life remaining and stuff like that, battery voltage, all that good stuff. It does have tire pressure monitoring. I was surprised at the amount of standard equipment on this car. So anyway, we get to the center stack. The radio is decent. It does sound pretty good. You do get, like I was talking about, the 6-speed automatic. It does have a manual mode if you're into the shift it yourself type of thing. It will deny shifts for you. It will not downshift too aggressively. It'll let you get up there, but it's not going to be, and it probably won't let you downshift with anything that's going to rev the engine over 4,000, which is okay. Like I said, it's not a sport-oriented vehicle, which is something I had to come to grips with, but that's perfectly fine. As far as, let's see here, let's see what we got passing power-wise. Let's see if we go around this guy. It was a pretty aggressive downshift from the 6-speed. So we do have plenty of passing power here. Coming up on the Sierra pretty quick. So the brake feel is also very good. It's a lot better than the GM's vehicles that I've been able to drive. It does have an option on there for rotors. I'm not really sure as far as what it all entails. But while we're here, let's see if we can see here. So we got our system. If you can configure all kinds of stuff, you get your vehicle settings with your lighting or door locks. You can, like, if you shift into park, it'll unlock the doors for you. Like I said, I think this is a very well sorted center stack. You have all kinds of you have your auxiliary, you have your normal radio, your CD player, and you know, I think this is a pretty well sorted out car. I've had to get over the fact it's not a performance oriented vehicle, and once I got over that, my expectations were really passed with GM right here. They did a great job on this vehicle, like just cruising. You know, I really don't have much to complain about with this thing. It's a very, very nice vehicle, and I can't get over the price. I cannot get over the price. For $23,000, I'd have to drive a Fusion, obviously. Some of the competitors. I'm not a Japanese car fan. Take that. You could take that or leave that for whatever you like. But for an American car, especially since the reputation that American cars have, you know, I think that this is a great job to get over it. Now let's kind of talk about some of the drawbacks here. Some of the drawbacks are just coming from a guy that's real picky and generally prefers German vehicles, etc. So these are real nitpicky type of things. So if you're the kind of person who just gets in your car, drives it, doesn't really you know, monitor a whole lot of stuff, then this may or may not bother you. 4 cylinders. Not a 4-cylinder guy. Don't like 4 cylinders. Generally, reasons being is because they're harsh, they're raspy, they rattle, and they make disgusting noises, in my opinion. But like I was telling in the beginning of this review, this is a good 4-cylinder. I think this is one of the better ones. It does have kind of a little shake at idle. It does. You can feel it when you're at idle. You can hear it if you don't have the radio on. I ride around with the radio off a lot. I don't listen to a whole lot of radio. But you can absolutely tell that it is a 4-cylinder, no doubt about it. Even right now, I'm riding at 45 miles an hour. I have a little rattle. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but it does the slight rattle below 1,500 RPMs or below 2,000 really. So there's those little issues. The transmission is, like I said, it's a typical GM unit. It does a good job, you know, around the town, city-wise, smooth upshifts. However, the shifts are not quick. The upshifts are kind of, they kind of happen. They're not quick. The transmission is kind of smart, though. It does watch how you drive it. If you drive a little more aggressively, and you get on the freeway and you kind of get a couple kickdowns, get up to about, you know, 80 plus, whatever, and you start to slow down, it does start to downshift for you, which is nice because you don't have to, you know, use all your brakes. It'll use some of the engine to, you know, slow you down a little bit. So that's a good thing. But however, as far as like upshift, downshifts are concerned, it's purely a transmission. It does not have a sport mode, which is good because that means it's not trying to be something that it's not here. So that's another good thing. But as far as that, that's kind of my only complaints about the powertrain. The engine is smooth. Red line, it doesn't have an indicated red line, as you can see. Upshifts at full throttle happen at about 6,900, 7,000 RPMs. It does sound like a 4-cylinder up there, but it's quiet below 4,000. You keep it below 4,000, you probably won't even hear it. I saw that rattle coming back again. I don't know if you can hear it. just blown away by this car, especially because of my expectations. This car is, I believe, an excellent value. And if you're looking for something in the low 20s, you're having a hard time finding something for your family. You got four people carry around. I wouldn't recommend it for 5. The middle seat's kind of cramped. But if you got a family of 4 small children, this is a great vehicle. I don't think you'd be disappointed in it. You got plenty of room. You got nice stuff, and you can always put on options. If you're kind of guy needs navigation, or you need other stuff. Like I said, this is a 1LS model, so this car doesn't have any options on it. I think if you're looking, this is going to be a good car. You won't be disappointed. You'll get decent gas mileage. Now, what I don't think is if you want something a little sporty, I don't think this is going to satisfy you. The engine, like I said, it's a good engine. But we got to remember, this is a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder unit, so it's not going to provide the type of pull that you're always going to want. You're just going to end up burning a lot more gas. And if you want something more sporty, I would recommend driving the turbo version. I believe that's right at about 260 horsepower. This one is rated at 197 horsepower and 191 pound-feet of torque. So if you want something with a little bit more power, I don't think this is going to be the vehicle for you. We can definitely find you something different if you're wanting something a little more power. But as far as basic transportation for four, I think you're gonna have a hard time doing better. I'm gonna have to drive the Fusion to get a decent comparison to it. And that's really what I have to say about this 2013 Malibu. Just to sum up everything, there's a couple of little refinement issues, but like I said, for $20,000, it's something you can deal with. They might be able to fix that little rattle too. So this has been Nathan Wilson on this review, and feel free to ask any questions.